You're listening to the Impact Implosion on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
It is April 20th, 2017, 420 tonight. It's another episode of the Impact Implosion here on the Angry Marks Podcast Network. And as always, is the Fried Star Frog legs to my Rob Van Dam.
Damn it, you made the reference before I was going to.
The Mike Pullen.
Yes.
I'm drinking, by the way. Yes, I had to bring back an old one.
Yes. This is the RVD episode, 420.
Yep, 420. Boy, did it feel like two shows. So we'll get to some news. There was some news from the first. There was the mention of DJZ having to get surgery.
He's out for a while.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
TNA is going to be going on the road, as they announced tonight, and they'll announce the shows next week, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, so dear God, there will be 10.
Going to try actual Impact TV on the road for right now.
No, they'll be doing house shows, which will have 10 people in the crowd.
Oh, start small enough.
I know. They'll still
really?
have. I just
Start
remember those
small.
10 people. Yeah, 10 people.
Yes, I've seen bigger crowds at indie shows than TNA gets.
Yeah, I know. Can't trios.
Or any, limitless show that I go to every couple months.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, then those house shows.
And I think, do we have anything else, or do we want to get to the news?
Alberto says he's going to retire in TNA, which is bullshit.
Ooh.
He will Alberto El Patron.
Unless he's going to retire, and he's going to... yeah. I don't listen to what Alberto says too much, but anyway.
Yeah. So, let's get into this first show.
Which I missed most of because frickin' Pop kept having problems.
Yeah. So, this week, stuff happened. They basically focused on a bunch of shit.
Oh boy, was
and
it!
Still haven't named the owl yet. I see.
Fuck that owl.
If you leave it too long, that owl will become part of Sienna's attire.
Or it'll just be like taxidermy on the wall of ODB's bus.
Yep. So of course we start the show with the Oi Boys taking on Decay, who deserve better.
Alan Morristown is injured, by the way.
He's injured too. Shit. Garza Jr. and Laredo Kid.
This was fun.
Laredo Kid and Garza Jr. still do not have a Tron.
Team Mexico.
And Josh keeps saying how he trends, which he doesn't.
Shut up, Josh.
Yep. Gonna do that a lot tonight, unfortunately. Garza Jr.
doing a lot during the freaking show that I watched tonight.
And Garza Jr. does his little strip pantsing thing to Rosemary. Looks at Rosemary.
Match Mike.
He's like, "Hey, Rosemary."
Not enough space in the world. There's you.
Hey, not for Rosemary, but I'm sure he be doing that. Rosemary is attractive. I'll give her that.
I'm not saying she's not, but
yeah. Josh says if Team Goat wins, if Team Goat loses, Josh will leave the announce team.
About that,
yeah, we'll get to that. The Oi Boys win. Oi. And Josh,
they beat Decay, which, we'll talk about Decay later.
Josh is leaving for whatever reason already.
Yeah, and he would come back in the second or third match.
And so they go backstage to Andrew Everett, and they talk about, and he says, I deserve a title shot. And
no, you don't. Twice.
He's like, I've won these matches that he's put in my way. He's like, his Helms is like, nope, not yet. Congrats, you got 2 wins in a row. So tonight there's a fatal 4-way. You're gonna fight Marche Rocket. I forget the third guy. Who is it? Suicide, or was it?
It was Rocket,
Suicide, And then he goads Shane Helms into putting himself in the match.
Gregory Shane, the Hurricane.
Gregory Shane Helms, which some people just called Shane Helms, which I'm sure they're going to get a letter from WWE on that, since I think they own that name.
Isn't that his real name?
Unless Shane Helms is his real middle name, so they can't do
Gregory
shit about
Shane.
that.
Gregory Shane, the Hurricane. Alliteration.
Bruce Pritchard comes out that there was a fan vote, and even the crowd's like,
website.
no.
On the website.
Yeah, they're on the website, which, by the way, I checked. No, there wasn't. There never was. And this was taped, and the crowd said, the fans voted, and the crowd like, no, we didn't. By the way, James Storm, Matt Morgan for some reason, and EC3. I don't know why.
More fire for the EC3 heel turn that we'll see later on.
Yeah, James Storm wins. EC3's upset.
I like the promo from Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce is like, you might have tapped out on yourself. Hey,
you need to go backstage and look in the mirror.
Fans chose. And they're like, no, we didn't.
Oh, shit. Nobody chose.
Yeah, did you tap out on El Patron or on yourself? Oh, and I'm just waiting. Sorry, sinus. People, I'm having allergies. It's spring.
It's that time of year.
And I'm just waiting for EC3 to give Bruce Pritchard the 1%. He really should have. So, of course, we have these Make Impact Great promos, with Karen Raptor. And she talks about
how great never cut promos ever, but she's in a
family, Jarrett family, how great the Jarrett family is, and how there's going to be changes. You ain't kidding.
Karen should never cut promos ever, but her current role forces her to. She's terrible.
Yeah, she is horrible. She's a raptor. Like I said, she sounds... So, mixed tag team as Sienna and KM versus Allie and Braxton Sutter. This match.
Terrible.
Yeah, JB has become Josh with the bullshit line saying these four have a lot of history. I'm like, one of these three debuted 2 weeks ago.
And two of these four weren't even in this. Well, again, it might have been.
Yeah, but Sienna was there. Sienna was part of Maria's gang.
Yes, the girl squad or whatever it was.
Yeah. So, hey, Josh is back.
Good God.
Josh's absence best 10 minutes of life, and Josh rightfully retorts that if that's true, you need to get a life.
Oh, he burned Borash.
So this finish,
terrible. Terrible.
Yeah. So Sienna basically has Allie for a body slam, but goes backwards for whatever reason, and KM for whatever reason is on his all fours.
No, Sutter.
No, it's Brax. No, it's KM. No, it was KM actually. And so even worse, it was her cousin, and Allie lands on her.
I always hate it when they do this whole schoolboy trip. It makes the person doing it look stupid.
It wasn't even a schoolboy. It was just she lands on her, and despite the Sienna could basically push this woman off her, she can't for whatever reason. And
this 90-pound woman's on me, and I can't do anything about it.
Yeah. What the hell?
What shitty booking?
Yeah, so here comes the Fury Unleashed, which is Congo Kong. Dude needs to put a shirt on. Seriously, this dude is Abdullah the Butcher.
And it's a running Samoan drop on Sutter.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Kev. I know you've had Congo Kong on here. He's not looking good.
Yeah. He's a big Samoan guy who can do a cannonball. You know what?
I noticed Kevin Owens. way, by the way, on the second show, he looks like his face paint looks like he got lost on the way to the Broadway show Cats.
Cats, we're furry and fuller.
Yes, he looks like that with his face paint.
Oh, that's Rats. I'm sorry. I'm thinking the Hey Arnold play.
Oh,
anyway.
No, Cats, the freaking Broadway play that was on for God knows how long.
Yes.
Yes. So, Congo Kong beats up on Braxton Sutter, and LVN and Sienna. LVN comes out, still not taking a shower.
She's got to smell really bad.
Yeah, I know. I mean, dear God, she's got to kill
She's
somebody.
been wearing the same dress for like 3 months.
She's got to basically be murdering people with her stench. So, Allie basically they kill Allie.
That should be a finish.
Yeah. She comes out.
the Pity City.
Yeah. So
homage to Brian Knobs.
Congo's considered the monster here. KM's the same size as him, so Congo's pretty pointless. And Josh did a United Airlines reference.
Oh God, that's what we need. Next thing you know, he'll be doing an Aaron Hernandez reference.
Yep, which they did not do, thankfully. Non-title match, Rosemary takes on Santana Garrett. Impact wants you to forget they made her Brittany.
And I'll talk about that later when we talk about Knockouts.
Admits that, hey, when the beautiful woman's in the room, sometimes I turn it to Daffy Duck.
You're right. Yeah. Shut up, Pope.
No, I actually am okay with this. Daffy Duck turned 80 at that point.
Yeah.
So, made sense. By the way, talked about Alberto El Patron and basically said, hey, it's Periscope videos. Talk about them on Periscope. Basically, his drunk shit. So, pretty decent squash match. Rosemary wins with the Red Wedding. Backstage, Adelaide and Davey are making out. Cameraman interrupts, asking if they have remorse for last week. No.
Why would they?
Fatal four-way X-Division match. Everett with his horrible theme, Suicide, Rocket, and Helms with Lee. Graphic calls him Shane Helms. Like I thought that we would have an issue with that, but maybe not. Also, Josh has an issue with Marche Rocket for whatever reason.
All day catchphrase. Yeah, that's what that meant.
Yeah, all day. Yeah, this guy ain't all day. So Trevor Lee gets sent away by the ref because he interfered. Josh and JB are arguing. Pope has to remind these two there's a match going on.
There's a match going on.
And despite Helms making sense, getting to being the one that's getting pinned, Rocky gets pinned after shooting star press.
And stay tuned because this is going to mean nothing in about probably.
Yes, this will mean nothing. Lee and Helms try to sneak attack Everett, but Everett sends it to packing. Matt Morgan talks in a Make Impact Great promo.
And he does not stutter.
He does not what?
Stutter.
Does not stutter. No, he hasn't stuttered in a while. Time for the lone wolf, Dave Richards, which he's not a lone wolf. His wife's with him.
He's not Baron Corbin.
Yeah, he's not a lone wolf. Lone wolf means you're alone.
And he faces an injured DJZ, who is, of course, not injured here, but...
Oh, he's kind of still favoring the leg, which set up for the finish, and Davey Richards had still red shit on his lips.
Lipstick.
Yeah.
They're turning Davey into a woman.
I know.
Adorable Davey Richards.
Yeah, adorable Davey Richards with Angelina Love. Davey Richards wins with an ankle lock. It was okay. Eddie Edwards shows up, stopped by security. Then Alicia shows up, and security does nothing as she attacks Angelina. And even Josh is like, this woman's not part of the roster.
Oh, wait a few minutes.
Yeah. Another Veterans of War promo.
They'll debut next.
By the way, I'd like to apologize. It is not Gunner. It is Crimson and a guy named Jack Stane.
What's the other guy's name?
It's Crimson. It's Crimson and Jack Stane.
Okay, yes, Jack Stane. Yep.
Yeah. By the way, they're getting new last names, so using their last names, so whatever. On the tapings. Finally, Team JB takes on Team Josh, and I'm like, let's end this shit. Boy, was I wrong. First of all, this match was pointless, and Chris Adonis has a Terminator-tron.
Yeah, basically nothing on the show is going to mean anything once we talk about the next show.
Yeah, Matt Morgan has a new generic theme that sounds like the ripoff of Off the Chain.
It's not his old dun-dun-dun-dun-dun thing.
No. JB says Alberto was robbed of the world title. Ha!
Ha! No, he was not.
Magnus has a new theme that is also generic, so Dale Oliver, yeah, you need to go. And during this match, I am like, yeah, remember when Franklin broke the Master Lock challenge?
Nope.
I do. I do. And Josh called Magnus Magus.
Thanks, Dixie.
Yeah, I thought Dixie was gone. And Josh is like, hashtag GOAT is trending. And I'm like, no, it's not.
No, it's not. Shut up,
I
Josh.
just want to say I hate this commentary team. Just want to say that. So Magnus pins Bram to show history between two after a top rope elbow drop. After a carbon footprint by Morgan, this match was a mess. Josh Matthews is gone. Team JB does the whole get out of here. And everyone, the babyfaces are happy. I gave this show a C. This was meh.
And I didn't see most of it, so I can't grade it.
Apparently, Mike Bennett and Maria are heading to SmackDown Live.
Eventually.
Yeah.
And that brings us to appropriately
enough some news.
Oh, boy.
More news. Because apparently some Lucha Underground people might show up in TNA, but they got to use their Clash or AAA names. Can't use their Lucha Underground names.
Who are they?
They might show up. Who knows? And also, Impact agreed on the settlement with audience of one.
Never heard of them.
They owed them like $300-something thousand, and they paid them.
Jesus Christ. Oh, now on to Knockouts Knockdown.
Go ahead.
All right. So over the weekend, I did watch that, and we actually have an angle to start the show as Rachel Ellering is talking. Laura Bennett basically says she's only here to live off her dad's legacy, which
interesting.
And then Laurel says that she's going to start her own legacy. And Rachel kind of shrugs her off, turns her head, and Laurel starts to leave and then beats her up and injures her shoulder, which we'll talk more about later because they're actually scheduled to meet later on in the show. So we have a storyline that's going to go throughout most of the show. We have Jeremy Borash in the ring bringing out Gail Kim, and they're going to, introduce us to Knockouts, what they did, but the segment didn't take as long as it usually does.
So wait, Gail's commentating?
No.
Oh.
No, your commentators, by the way, are Matthews and Borash. Which they're not as they're not as terrible as they are on Impact.
Oh, God.
They're not sniping at each other as much. Josh gets a few digs in. But apparently it's not, the Impact stuff is not or the one night only stuff is not canned as normal.
Yeah.
But anyway, we have, we're also going to have wild card matches where they bring out Santana Garrett, who of course was Brittany at one time.
Yeah. Forget that. Please forget that TNA
And Rebel, who is going to face ODB, which it can't be any worse than her facing Shelly Martinez last year.
Or the last time these two faced. on Impact
Oh,
when
we'll
Earl
see.
Hebner decided to.
Oh, we'll get to that. And our first match is Angelina Love versus Casey Quinn. Now, here's going to be a running theme because you have you have Casey Quinn, you have MJ.
You mean Ava Story? Or do they call her Casey Quinn on this show?
Casey Quinn on this show. Yeah.
Ah, wow.
She's a trainee of Jay Lethal, which they mentioned in the Get to Know You part of the beginning there. Which, that's someone that, well, I guess maybe I wouldn't mind being trained by him if I was going to be trained by someone.
Yeah.
There's better people, but he's not terrible.
No.
But she faces Angelina Love, and the running theme here is you're going to see quite a few girls that are probably not ready for the spots they were in, but they need to fill spots on the show.
Yes, I have heard about one of them being out of shape.
Which one was that?
One that starts with an A.
Amanda.
Yeah.
We'll get to her because I think both her and Demonati or whatever the LAX chick name is.
Monte.
Yeah, they're both not ready.
Yeah.
Right now.
Oh.
But we have our first match, which is Angelina and Casey, and a lot of this match is Angelina like making out with Davey for some reason.
Hey, Davey, what are you doing at a girl show?
We gotta get paid somehow, I suppose.
Lipstick. He's got lipstick on. He counts.
Adorable Davey Richards.
Oh, we need to call him that.
That's gonna be a thing.
Yep, adorable Davey Richards. Sorry, not the lone wolf, buddy. You lost that when you put on that lipstick several times. We tried to warn you.
Anyway, this match is not good, and it ends when adorable Davey interferes and distracts Casey, who kicks the rope, and then Angelina just forearms her and pins her. Instead of using her own kick finisher, which would have been better.
Well, she is not giving a shit anymore, and if once Davey retires, I think they can let her go too.
She's been in and out of that company for the last 3 or 4 years.
I think if they're really done, if Davey's really done, I don't see why bringing her back.
Yeah. Second match. What was it? Darn it. Second match. I can't remember the second match.
I'm gonna
look it up. Wikipedia or something.
Yeah.
It's not coming to me. I know the Santana match is later, and I know the OB match is later, and I know Laurel and Rachel is later. It's not coming to me.
Yeah, okay.
Was it, no, it's Rosemary's later, too.
Yeah. Victory Road, Knockouts, Knockdown. Leva Bates versus Allie.
Oh, this was fun. This was one of the couple matches on this show that I liked because it was your comedy match of the show, your good comedy match of the show. Your other comedy match is a match I'll talk about later. But this is your good comedy between two people that it's odd because they're very, very, both of them are very likable. And it's basically a lot of comedy, and, they trade holds for a bit, and then Sienna gets involved, and also Leva brought a teddy bear with her, which during the commentary at the beginning of the match, both Borash and Matthew said they should check the teddy bear. Oh, wait, why would they weapon in a teddy bear?
Hey, I've seen that before. Let's not, people have sewn in weapons and things before, so.
Yeah, but this seems like a babyface match, though.
I know. And besides, let's remember, Norman the Lunatic won with a stuffed animal. What a match.
Isn't there a key in the stuffed animal or something?
I don't remember, no. But he had a stuffed animal pin somebody.
Yeah. So did George Steele, I'm sure, when he had mine.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, Leva wins, and of course the main event's also going to be an eight-woman tag instead of your normal gauntlet, which with how long this show ran, and it's not surprising that they did the 8-woman instead of the gauntlet.
The person who gets the pin gets a contract, whatever.
And Your next match is Rosemary and MJ, and MJ's in
match is Diamante
and Amanda Caroline. Yeah, neither of these two are ready to be in the. Well, Diamante's fine as like a valet, but she's not ready to be in the ring yet.
and apparently Santana and Ortiz fucked off somewhere because only Conan and Homicide were there. Can't pay us on the show.
That's the other thing. All the heels had people at ringside with them. Davey did. Rosemary did. Angelina had Adorable Davey with her.
Yeah.
And then Diamante has Conan and Homicide.
LVN had nobody with her.
Who would she have? I guess she wouldn't. Well, her match was actually taped on a different day than the others.
Yeah, I know.
Right. But anyway, match isn't good. Diamante gets the win after the Yoshi tonic after they traded forearms for a minute.
Next was
neither of these
versus MJ Jenkins.
Ugh, MJ is terrible.
MJ, I heard it's got MJ, by the way, got a contract, I believe, because of the bus.
Got to fill spots on the roster.
No, they liked her dedication because she drove.
Oh yes, the MJ Express. I can't wait for that to become a gimmick.
She took a bus from New York to Florida.
The MJ Express, which will get her a title match at Slammiversary.
Yeah.
And MJ and Rosemary's. Rosemary's of course good, but MJ is very, very green.
Yeah.
And they do a spot. They do a gimmick where Crazy Steve tries to recruit her for Decay. And she's like, I don't need you sick freaks. I ride solo and I ride with these fans, which means you don't ride solo.
Well,
so
by the way,
line.
I guess they need some chocolate in their team because this is the second black person they've tried to recruit.
Who was the first?
Brandy Rhodes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Remember?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And Rosemary wins after Steve gets involved in Miss MJ, and Rosemary gets the roll-up.
Oh, roll-up? No red winning. Dang.
Oh, the mist blinded her long enough for the fall there.
Next was Alicia versus Sienna.
And with a little more time, this one could have actually been really good. Because I like Sienna, and Alicia's good. But they don't build her up as anybody that's supposed to be good. She's just Eddie's wife. Yes, Alicia wins when Allie interferes and distracts Sienna, much like Sienna did earlier in the show.
Next is Santana Garrett versus Brandy Rhodes.
This was as good as probably it could have been with Brandy being in there.
Santana, give credit with Santana Garrett. She tried.
I mean, they trade pinfalls early, and then Santana does the Stratisfaction, the handstand into the Rana, and then she wins with a handstand into a moonsault, which, if that would have went wrong, that would have been really, really bad.
Yeah.
And and Santana advances, and their second comedy match, which is not as good as Leva Alley, is ODB Rebel.
Did Earl Hebner get involved?
He was the ref.
Did he get involved?
Yes, with both of them.
How?
They did the rolling spots where the ref rolls around with the old Jimmy Cordero spot. Where he rolls around with Rebel at one point, and Rebel yells at him, and he rolls around with ODB at one point, and ODB's like, eh. They also add an angle that Rebel wanted to know what was in the flask of ODB. Haven't you been in the locker room with her before? You should know what's in there.
Alcohol. Very strong alcohol.
And then ODB wins. I don't want to talk about that match, but terrible. And then we have probably the best match on the show, which is Laurel and Rachel, which they did the whole thing. Will Rachel wrestle? Of course, she does, and she comes out favoring the shoulder because that happened. And, Laurel works on the shoulder most of the match. And Rachel comes back, and she hits a spine buster, but every time she would go for like a fireman's carrier, her shoulder would give way, and then Laurel hits the natural selection, which is, Charlotte's move. But Laurel gets the win and advances to the main event. And we have our main event, which ends up being the Prospect Knockouts with ODB versus the Knockout Knockouts with Rosemary and Angelina and Diamante and
LVN.
Yeah. Which is a good little touch, but it's the Prospect Knockouts with ODB. And this is one fall, no eliminations. The first person to score a pin wins. And Alicia scores the pin after a big 8-woman brawl. And
who's she pin?
LVN.
And Alicia gets the contract. Somewhat.
Yes, Karen comes. Eddie Edwards comes out, cuts a promo, and so does Karen.
Karen Raptor basically steals the spotlight, from what I heard.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out who would be the worst promo because Eddie's pretty bad at promos too.
Yeah, and Eddie was a world champion.
I'd say Karen was worse here because she's stealing the spotlight. She wasn't needed here. Although Josh should get the one line, watch out, she might slap somebody.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a show that you probably don't need to check out.
Oh, by the way,
this is going to be the problem when WWE does the women's tournament, which they're supposed to be doing this summer too.
By the way, apparently Shop TNA, Shop Impact went down, so
yay.
Nice.
You're
not helping Don West. You're not helping Don West.
No brown bag specials.
Yeah, damn it. Damn it, Josh.
Crap in a bag.
Yep.
And on to this next Impact, which made the last one mean nothing.
Yep, basically. Like I said to, I would think Impact has a direction, but then, Nope. And in memory of Rosie, and Rosie would like to probably bitch slap you for this.
Why?
If Rosie was here, no, not you, I mean the show.
Oh.
He'd probably get Jamal down here and they'd get a 3-minute warning attack.
Well,
late Jamal as well.
Umanga.
Umanga.
Umanga and Rosie. Yeah. Well, God's got 2 more bodyguards up there then.
Yep.
James and we start with the squash.
Oh, actually, we start with James Storm and Bobby Lashley coming here. By the way, James Storm in a baby blue truck. He comes out in like a Robin, oh dear God, man!
Not a promo.
No, they came out. They showed him earlier tonight, right into their brain. Franklin arrives in like a regular car. James Storm arrives in a truck. It's baby blue.
Nothing says future world champion and manly man like driving a baby blue truck.
Yeah.
Couldn't pick a better. You didn't have like a black truck somewhere, James?
They show last time James Storm won the world title. Both Storm and Franklin setting up tonight, and a rap song hyping up last week.
Yeah, and then we have our opening match, which is LAX taking on 2 guys.
Jake Combs and Joe Coleman.
Yes, from the Carolinas.
Who are apparently trained by somebody.
I'm sure.
Yeah, they said it. I don't remember who.
The whole point of this match was to set up for LAX and Decay next week.
Yeah, Decay comes out after Conan cuts a promo introducing everyone, as if we didn't know who everyone was. And LAX.
Diamante's going to take out any knockout that knocks like a whore, so acts like a whore, so LBN better be on the lookout.
Yeah. Hey, what who acts like a hoe? She gonna knock out.
LBN, you better be looking over your shoulder there, break.
Apparently, security separates the two during the commercial break.
But yeah, we have a 5-minute brawl segment beforehand.
Yeah.
Good to see TNA or Impact doesn't switch security teams.
I know. Oh, and here comes Karen Raptor.
Ugh.
And she says this show's going to be live. This is live, and I'm like, well, live-ish, because they do.
It's taped an hour. Everything's taped an hour ahead before.
Yeah.
Nobody's figured this out. Everybody calls it live. It's not live.
Happy to announce that Impact Wrestling and GFW have merged. You know, this would mean more if GFW actually meant something. it doesn't.
Nobody cares.
Tonight's the Night of Champions as the Knockouts World and X Division titles are defended.
And here comes Sanjay Dutt.
Yep, Sanjay Dutt making one old guy back. Sanjay introduces himself, the original player from the Himalayas, that says, this should be the main event tonight, and I should be in the match. Want to get that title, finally.
Here comes Andrew Everett,
who's like, dude, I appreciate you, I respect you a lot.
But I've earned this shot by
I've earned this shot.
3 matches in the last 3 weeks.
And dude, I want this guy alone. I don't want
you. And here comes Trevor and Gregory.
Gregory, who says, I run this division. Who the hell do you three think you are? Basically says to Karen, who the hell are you?
Awesome.
I love that. Yeah. Who the hell are you? I run this division. You haven't earned nothing yet.
And here comes Bruce.
Yeah. Ever? You haven't earned nothing. And by the way, best line of what he calls Sonny. It says, if you haven't won the title, been here this long and haven't won the title, probably means you suck.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. So here comes Pritchard, and it says, Helms, you don't run a damn thing. I want to get crazy. So we're going to, since this is a 6-sided ring, we're going to have a 6-way. And
I was thinking he was going to say we're going to have Ultimate X.
Yeah, I'm going to get crazy.
I'm going to host a talk show for 5 years.
Yeah. Helms and Lee attack, but Dutt never take them out, and both are trying to grab the belt, but both have issues with each other because they want the belt.
Which is good, but I have a problem with this because for the last 3 weeks they've been building up Andrew Everett, and now we have a 6-way.
Yeah, but fuck off. Yeah, DNA and their lack of direction.
And also unfair to Trevor Lee, but he's a heel and we're not supposed to care about him.
Yeah. So Crimson hike promo with his new name. I forget what he calls himself now.
Ugh. Oh, Crimson's back. Is he going to have another undefeated streak?
No, he's going to be part of a tag team now.
Oh, goody. They'll
part of the Veterans of War. Remember,
whoever's left in the CCC.
Him and Jack Stain.
Because nobody knows who Jack Stain is, by the way.
By the way, former NWA champion. Had a shitty match with Rob Conway, I heard.
Well, who would be the worst worker of those two?
I don't know. In New Jersey, yeah. But time for the Knockouts title matches. Rosemary defends against ODB.
What a terrible
match
match.
Was not good.
What a way to showcase your Knockouts division.
This match was not good. Really, and it mostly has to do with ODB.
I've never been an ODB fan.
What?
Said I've never been an ODB fan.
Yeah, me neither. But I kind of. I
like the gimmick, but she's not good in the ring.
No. And she's old now. She's older. So
older, dirty bitch.
Sluggle shows up.
For no apparent reason.
No, there will be apparent reason in the next few shows.
Oh, God.
Stupid.
Midget division.
No.
Where's Torito?
No, him and Spud are going to have a program.
Oh, God.
It's a ring announcer. We need another feud. So, LAX defends the tag titles against Decay in a street fight next week. Not fair to Decay, because LAX has 2 guys. Has 4 guys and a woman, and they only have 2 guys and a woman.
Get 2 more guys.
No, seriously. So, Mackenzie wants to know who the 6th person is and only gets Suicide named. So, it's only 4. So, Karen Raptor's there, and Sienna gets in her face and is like, I heard this roster. Where's the GFW Women's Champ?
I have a better question. Who's the GFW Women's Champ?
Cena Von Airy.
Oh, Toxin, or whatever she was.
Yeah, Toxin. She's not with Jesse Neal anymore. I think she married another wrestler.
Good for her.
So she's coming. Congo Kong in a squash match.
We're going to have about 17 titles in this company.
No, we're going to have unifications.
Oh, God. Just like at the end of the Invasion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be Slammiversary,
fights Chris Silvio. Elviet still hasn't taken a shower.
It's been 3 months. Take a shower, bitch.
Change your clothes. Take a shower, woman. And like I said, Congo looks like he got lost from the cast of Cats. He won with a very, I don't think, very good top rope splash.
They try to make it this big thing because he's a big guy doing a top rope move. Come on, folks.
I was not impressed with this guy. I'm sorry, Kev. Not impressed with this guy. I've seen him twice. Storm cuts a good promo about how Star Bob about today, but he does mention that he was. That's next week. That's like next week. Whatever. So he cuts a good promo about how he's going to be world champion finally. It's been a long damn time coming, but he's too close to the damn camera. So someone's like, the whole drunk Laurel bit is getting old, and I'm like, it is old. So El Patron cuts a promo from Tucson, because he is president of Combates Americas. Kano.
And he's going to challenge whoever the winner is. And it could be next month, could be next week, or it could be Slammiversary, which is, I'm guessing, the big tease.
Yeah. Magnus has issues with Alberto, says, what has he done? And I'm like,
where have you been?
Mackenzie tries to explain, he beat the champ.
Doesn't count.
And he's like, he had a shot. He didn't get the job done. I'm like,
but he won.
Did. He won.
But it was shitty officiating.
Shitty officiating, and he kind of attacked somebody, but he gave up the belt. It's a mess of a storyline. Alberto, yeah. So
where's Magnus been the last 2 or 3
Magnus like,
years?
I have the GFW belt. That means I should be the next contender. No, that belt means it's as worthless as Jeff Jarrett's Global Force Gold.
Well, Slammiversary is probably going to be all unification match. I have a bad feeling.
Yeah. And Jameson comes out, and I prefer the old version of this song of long necks and rednecks. I do not like this new version.
And Lashley comes out with Josh Matthews.
Franklin comes out, and freaking Josh Matthews was with him, and JB is confused.
I thought I got rid of you.
So, by the way, he's back on commentary now. So you thought he's just here for
month has just nothing.
So, yes, if you thought that the 4-on-4 match meant something, nope. Basically, nope, means nothing. Josh is back in commentary. He tries to explain this by saying, hey, I was off for a week. Fuck you.
And compares himself and Lashley to being like JR and Stone Cold.
Yeah.
That's a reach.
Yeah,
that's a big reach.
Hates Franklin, and Josh is trying to start shit. And it begins, and Josh is being terrible. And they talk about the house shows, and I'm like, oh, great, the return of the 10 people crowds.
You better not run big buildings.
Josh tries to give Franklin a beer bottle, but EC3 comes out and takes the beer bottle away.
Plot point.
Remember that later. Well, actually, don't remember that. He just puts it back. That just claps. But EC3's out here to make sure there's a fair fight. Franklin immediately suplexes Storm onto the steps.
Yikes.
Josh tries to say that, hey, I'm more an athlete than you are. I'm an athlete. I'm an athlete. You two are just announcers. And I'm like,
you never wrestled.
You've wrestled twice. Pope had an entire fucking career.
A lackluster one, but yes, a career nonetheless.
A one that should have been more than it was, but because of people hating him.
Michael Hayes.
No, not Michael Hayes. CM Punk and other people in TNA not liking him. People who are gone now. But yeah, Hulk Hogan. So, I'm like, so Frank loves a chair, misses and hits himself. There's a German.
I hate that spot, by the way.
Ref gets bumped. James Storm hits the last call, has the pinfall. He's about to get the bottle for whatever reason. Brings the bottle in the ring. EC3 comes in, grabs the bottle, hits Storm with it.
What the hell happened here?
What the hell? Franklin
I've not been paying attention the last couple of weeks, commentary guys.
Yeah, by the way, referee comes too. Despite the fact that there's beer bottles, stuff all over the ring. There's shards of glass all over the place.
Nothing.
Tains. Fifth participant is a young man named Desmond Xavier, and he says, "What about the sixth person?" I'm like, "That's a surprise."
Goody.
They show from another Border City Wrestling that Adonis turned heel on Moose.
That was quick.
Yes, so Adonis was a face. He turns heel now.
And Moose wants to face him, but Adonis
says, "Hey, you attacked me. I was hurt." What are you talking about? But yeah. So Moose says, "Yeah, but someone else will face you next week." And Adorable Davey attacks him.
Adorable Davey.
Yep, it says, "See you next week." So X Division Championship 6-man match is next. Montage makes it look like the 6-man match was a last-minute decision, because it basically is.
Because, God forbid, we actually give Andrew Everett a moment.
Yeah, it's Andrew Everett and Trevor Lee talking. None of the other 4 people.
Because, that's the feud you've been building up the past month.
Yeah. And the 6th man is a guy who's been here since fucking day one, low-key.
Much like Sanji.
Who's in a Agent 47 outfit. He's wearing it. So he wears this throughout the match.
He must have gotten really hot.
Yes. And everybody tried a drop kick, failed, and it looked stupid.
Yeah, that looked dumb. Everybody goes for a drop kick. It's a drop kick spot. It looks good in a one-on-one match.
Yeah, but 6 men doing it and nothing happens? Yeah.
Yeah, that's defying laws of gravity.
Josh kept talking to him. I'm like, "Josh, shut the fuck up, please. Somebody." He's too
Get the hook. Get the hook.
Get the hook. And Josh is like, "Hey, Impact is trending." I'm like, "No, Maybe. It's not." But then I saw it was. A few minutes later. Which, by the way, at my stream it was, but someone fucked up Davey pretty much because he had a golf ball on his eye.
Oh no, he's not adorable anymore.
I said Sanjay. Someone fucked up Sanjay. Sorry, not
Sanji.
Yeah, Sanji. Yeah, someone fucked him up. So.
I wonder if Sanji's going to be sticking around, or is this just like a one-night
Everett tries to do the Pele again, and he misses this by a lot. So
he needs to watch his AJ Styles tapes.
Yeah, AJ hits this thing. This guy doesn't. This guy still has to sell it. And Suicide does the freaking suicide thing, and this is funny. Desmond is at a position. So he has to run in to catch this guy, be the third guy to catch this man. He has to run in.
Suicide Literally. Does the Adam Rose fall off the ropes.
Yes. And I'm like, "Oh my God, Desmond, where the hell were you?" So Josh is like, "Hey, this is awesome." And I'm like, the fans ain't chanting that. So... Nope. because fuck's the next generation of Impact guys. Low-key's the new champion.
Just
Let's
because.
get them old guys here. And Josh decides to be a prick. Pope just leaves.
Very professional.
And JB punches Josh.
Which should have happened a few weeks ago, but you know.
Extra time was 4. I give the show a D.
Yeah. Nothing on that you did last week mattered this week.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Give you an F because it wasn't as annoyingly horrible. But, oh God. Guys. You do understand, you do understand these things, how this works, right?
No.
You understand, you need to have a plan. You can't just do what WWE SmackDown just did and have Jinder Mahal become the number 1 contender for the world title.
Which we don't even know whether that's being defended at Payback or not.
Oh, it is. Backlash.
No, Payback, I said.
No, Payback, no, it's not being defended at Payback. It's,
yeah, that was weird. They changed that like yesterday.
We're non-title match now, so yeah, basically, that's happening, and basically, CM Punk's going to be sad. The Chicago Blackhawks got swept.
Oh, the city of losers.
Chicago.
We need Pete Rose to cut a promo on Chicago now.
Yeah. Like he did with the Red Sox.
The city of losers.
Yeah. Oh God. So yeah, that happened. My Sharks are winning 2-1 after the first, so that's good. My Toronto Raptors decided to forgot there was a game 3 tonight and lost by barely less than 30. They lost by 27 points. And at one point it was 40-something to 17. I'm not kidding you. It was bad. Basketball, by the way.
Yep. Basketball, everybody.
Yeah, that's the one moment. So.
And by the way, Impact Wrestling, everybody.
Impact Wrestling. Yeah. Show that deserves nothing.
Impact Wrestling, everybody.
Do you have anything?
And on that note,
you have anything to sell?
Nope.
I basically am gonna try to finish the induction next week. There will be no poll because Porno Pete's gonna take over for the next summer. For the summer, because he won the fantasy football bet. Despite having the worst record in the regular season, he won the championship.
Oh boy, that could be fun.
Yeah, so porn movies.
Debbie Does Dallas.
No, nothing like that. Although there will be an old one, I've been told.
Will he review the Page one?
No, that's a sex tape. No, I don't review sex tapes.
In any event, I think that's all we got this week.
Yeah. Well, although there is one with a wrestler, I got to mention that.
China?
No. Someone from WCW.
Oh, God. Tylene Buck?
Yes. Yes, Major Guns.
I was going to say April Hunter.
No, but Tylene Buck, Major Guns. So, yeah, let's, Dylan, Miley, we're heading to bed.
Good night, everybody.